And we are back live from my car, so you'll probably hear the rain. It's rainy today. It seems like it's rainy almost everywhere on this nice spring day. In my last video, I know it was a little sad and a little kind of like, oh, what next? What now? And honestly, that's how I still feel. I still feel sad. I still feel confused and frustrated. And all those feelings that we feel as human beings, out of control, anxious. And I guess like to kind of come back, I kind of want to talk about meditative practices. And I'm not necessarily talking about like meditating, like when you think of meditating, a lot of people think of like, sitting on the floor and like opening your mind and clearing your mind and things like that. I'm actually not talking about that. I'm just talking about like slow practices, things that really make you like put you in a rhythm and make you think. So we've been in North Carolina. We've been staying at my husband's house, and his parents use a clothesline to dry their clothes. And so I honestly haven't used one since visiting my grandmother in Philly. She has since passed, but that was my first experience using clothesline with her. And so using it here really it really put you in a place where you have to take your time. You have to be intentional about what you do. You have to be intentional about how you do things, and it's a rhythmic thing, right? It puts you in a rhythm. It puts you in a process of like, okay, clip this thing, hang this thing, like you think about music, like, okay, you come up with a process to do it. And I realized how fast we actually move through the world without actually taking in what we're doing. Whether you want to call it a meditative practice or something that will help you be more present and more in tune with what's really going on, I feel like now is the time to really take on those things. So while we're not, kicking behind and taking names with our jobs or our side gigs or our with our art and things like that, while we might not be bringing a lot of money, I think now is the time to really cultivate those kinds of things. I was talking to one of my best friends, Marcus, and he was talking about how he's taking up gardening. And I was like, that's perfect. That is perfect, because I feel like now is the time like to really do that thing. If we place all of our worth in like how productive we can be and how much money we make in like actual numbers, like seeing the process of something like automatically, that's the kind of people we've become. We've become these people that are so set on like seeing the outcomes of the work that we put in right now that we're not really taking the time to really be present in the process, right? So even the idea of like drying clothes, hanging clothes on a line is different than drying it in a dryer. You put it in a dryer, you forget about it. You know what I'm saying? You forget about it and it's done, and you just fold it and it feels all nice and toasty and it's great. When you put it on a clothesline, like it's a process to actually take every piece by piece, every like item of clothing, so a shirt, pants, and understanding the different ways to hang those things, and then paying attention to the sky to make sure it's not going to rain to make your clothes wet again. It causes you to be more present. It causes you to be more engaged in the process of actually doing something, right? And so gardening, the same thing. Like every day you're doing something for this greater thing, right? So you garden, you till the ground, and again, it depends on how much land you have or whatever. Same idea. You till the ground, you pick the right soil, you water your plant every day, you give it the nutrition it needs, the sunlight, all these things, and eventually, weeks later, you see like the progress you've been making. You can't really see it now, but you can do the work now to make it, the process like come to be something amazing. And I feel like, again, when we're focusing so much on our work, on our like grades or our money, things that we can see like in the moment, like how much money did I make today? We become so distant. We become so removed from the actual process of doing something. So I feel like now is the time for more hobbies. It's therapeutic to take up a hobby, to do something you've never done before, just for the sake of doing it, not to make money, not to make people like it. Like you don't have to share it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but just to have something for yourself, to keep yourself grounded. And I feel like that's the point, like to keep yourself grounded, to keep yourself in the process of it, to keep yourself present. I feel like we need to take up more hobbies. So what that looks like for you, it really depends on who you are and like what you like and what you're about. You can try a multiple, like You could try a lot of things. There are a lot of things to try. You could try knitting. You could try cooking. You could try baking. Like, these are things that actually take time, that take time to like process through it. I hope I'm making sense. Like, it takes time to cook something as opposed to just order it on Grubhub and get it sent to you. And I get it. Like, you might want to do that just because you're hungry. It doesn't have to be food, but whatever it is, I feel like we should all take time to do that. I'm really trying to figure out what my hobby is, what I really want to do. I think I want to try drawing because I'm not good at it. And it's something I've always wanted to try. But I've just been like, I'm not good at it, so I won't do it because it can't bring me money, right? And so that's a horrible place to come from. Like, we could talk about capitalism and all these things, like people saying if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. And I totally disagree with that notion. Like, if it feels good, it makes sense. If it brings you joy, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it helps you stay calm, if it helps you stay present, if it helps you love yourself better, like, it makes sense. You don't have to necessarily make money from something just to do it. It's so sad because when we're kids, we play dress up and make believe and all this different stuff, and for no reason, just because it's fun. We finger paint because it's fun. It feels good. It's tactile. You have all these colors. You can make all these shapes and stuff. Why don't we finger paint more as adults? Because we see it as something silly and unproductive and something that takes away from the time that we could be making money or being successful or being rich or being, productive. No, like, really take time to really develop a hobby. Just something that's for fun, that's for no reason at all. With my photography, for example, I got really tired of taking on clients because everything, it's like, oh, was this good enough? I don't know. Like, is this good enough because is it making me money? Like, and I think my photography is okay. I like my photography. But at the time, I was putting so much pressure on it for it to be amazing to get clients that I wasn't really focused on what I really like. Why am I doing all this stuff that I see on Instagram? Because I see them being successful. And it's like, okay, Alicia, well, why did you start taking pictures in the first place? Let's go back to that, right? It was a hobby at first. It was like, this is fun. I love capturing the essence of someone. I love capturing their story. I love telling their story. Okay, let's get back to that. That's why I started personal projects like the Full Well Project, where I'm interviewing my friends and taking their pictures and telling their stories, where I'm having these photo projects where I'm highlighting Black women and celebrating the Black women that I know and love, from my mom and my aunts to my friends. Like, I really find it important for us to stay grounded, and a way to do that is through hobbies or through meditative practices. So, like, again, hobbies like gardening, cooking, baking, cleaning. Cleaning's therapeutic for me sometimes. I like when I'm in a rut and I feel like I just need to start over. I just put all my clothes out there, donate a bunch of stuff. I clean everything down, like, and some people rearrange their rooms and stuff like that. Do what you have to do to stay grounded. Do what you have to do for it to be a meditative practice. It doesn't have to be productive to be effective. Everything doesn't have to be productive. Everything doesn't, like, we've been groomed to produce good grades, produce money, you know what I'm saying? Like, produce babies in some cases. I don't know, like, but this idea, like, I really want to challenge and push back on this idea that we have to be productive all the time. Even in this time of like social distancing, I'm like, okay, what can I do to be productive? What can I do to create more stuff? And it's like, no, Alicia, you're sad. You're not feeling well. Like, maybe now's not the best time to create something, but then you feel bad because you're not creating anything because you're surrounded by people who are like, oh, but this person is doing this and this person is doing that. And it's like, how about you just sit still and be quiet and rest? How about you read a book? How about, or not read a book? Or how about you watch TV? Or how about, you take up drawing like you said you always wanted to? You know what I'm saying? Like, and not even look at your hobbies as productive. Like, it's, because it's like, oh, well, I'm not doing anything. I should pick up a hobby because everybody else pick it. No, that's not what I mean. Do something that makes you feel good. Do something that makes you feel full and feel happy. If it's getting dressed every day, if it's taking a shower every day, if it's putting on makeup every day, do what you have to do to feel alive, to feel well, to feel whole. Do a meditative practice, something that's therapeutic for you, something that's, that'll quiet your spirit. So busy, everything's so busy, but when you're focused on your hobbies and something that's meditative, it calms you, it quiets you, it centers you. So I guess that's my encouragement for today, is just like, find a meditative practice, find something that's quiet and still, and see how much better you feel at the end of everything, at the end of the practice. Just keep it up and do it just because you like to do it, not because you feel like it needs to produce something. Okay? So, have a great day. Talk to you later.